What do you get when you throw a pandemic into an advanced society? The birthing of a pointless podcast. We are the neighbors upstairs. Hello, hello, hello. This is the neighbor on the left. So you may or may not have noticed that neighbor on the right and I are anonymous. It's for sure by design. We want to see what this experience will be like after several dozen episodes. Hopefully we get there before we commit our actual faces to this podcast. No promises though. It's not like we don't have enough confidence that this vehicle will be a successful ride. We're just being cautiously optimistic. There really isn't a point to really introduce ourselves because those who care to listen will learn more about us as the episodes go on. So both Righty and I are pretty different and similar in some aspects, and hopefully that dynamic will shine through in spades. With all of that said, I want to introduce you guys to one of our neighbors. This is neighbor from apartment number C4. C4, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I'm doing as great as an apartment from C4 can do.
All right. Nice. How about you, Righty? How you been, man?
Good. I'm good. Just enjoying Saturday, day off.
Day off, man. I love those.
Yeah, I'd hope that you have your Saturday off. But yeah, I kind of wanted to dive into C4 a little bit. He's starting out as a comedian, really earlier this year, and it's been kind of weird, obviously, with everything kind of shutting down. So C4, like, what has that been like for you?
A bomb. It's been a big bomb. To be honest, I have been going less to performances, as you know, having school and work, and just kind of go back to that routine. But now, as even school and everything is kind of being pushed down, I've been putting more time though on my social network, taking more advantage of that.
And like, what does that mean? What have you been taking advantage of?
So I started a Twitter.
Okay.
And I guess most of my jokes that I can translate on writing form. Basically, I use those for Twitter, for Instagram.
So give us like one of your tweets.
Oh man.
You brought it up, man. You brought it up. I'm gonna have to ask you.
Okay. Yeah, share your username too, man. Spread that.
If you want C4, we're not gonna push you. We're not gonna push you to do that.
And you catching me off guard. I don't have it open. I deactivated my Instagram because I've been wasting way too much time on it. I've been like, if you have your health app that tells you how much time you're wasting on apps and on your phone. Do you ever look into it?
No,
I've heard of it, never tried it.
So, well, it's in your device. You don't have to download it. So you go to settings, and I waste upwards of 4 to 7 hours a day
on Instagram
on my phone.
Social media on your phone.
On my phone.
I mean, dude, I'm sure that's like the majority of us. I'm pretty sure that's me. I feel like I actually wasted more. I don't know about Righty though. I don't feel like Righty spends a lot of time on his phone.
Nah, I mean, depends on what you mean by spend time on the phone, because I spend time.
You're talking about wasting, not spending.
Listening to many podcasts.
Well, all right. So how are you operationalizing waste? Like, just what, like Instagram, just social media stuff then, right? YouTubing, going down the like what I did. What's that guy's name already? Bob Lazar?
Yeah, Bob Lazar.
Yeah. So I mean, yesterday,
Area
for example.
51.
Yeah. So like yesterday, for example, guys, like I am on this UFO bend, especially with the Pentagon, just confirming that those videos that Tom DeLonge, I don't know.
Yeah, he's working with the government. It's like, legit.
The guy's working with the government. Apparently, that's what he's been doing since he left Blink. That's one of the reasons why he left Blink 182. He left because he was already in this whole UFO thing in the early 2000s, and people thought he was crazy, right?
I mean, let's be real. He is a little crazy, and he actually had a really good episode on Joe Rogan. But I think it's just part of the nature of really being free and allowing yourself to just explore the most interesting knowledge that kind of puts you at the, boundary of sci-fi reality and non-reality, and also how sometimes sci-fi
Is it
and
sci-fi?
narrative and non-reality ends up bleeding into and influencing reality.
But
So
but
how is that not reality?
that's the
It's
thing. Is it sci-fi now? I mean, I feel like I feel like we owe an apology. You know what? I'm not going to say we because not I, definitely not me. I don't think Tom DeLonge is crazy. I thought that he was just a little eccentric, and now I know that he wasn't full of shit. This guy, he really believed it, and it's true. So you know what? I'm going to apologize on behalf of everyone, even who's that guy? The one that I forgot this dude. The one that talks about like the universe and everything, the cosmic or
Uh,
cosmos. Neil deGrasse
Neil
Tyson.
deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, like months ago, I think either months ago or last year, someone asked him about it. Like the 3 videos that got released last year or whatever, or whenever they became public. They asked him like, "What do you think about it?" He's like, "Yeah, it's all bullshit. It's not real. Tell Tom to have fun with that." I mean, dude, he needs to apologize, right?
Heck yeah, let's tweet at him.
We should, you know what, guys, whoever's listening, let's tweet at Neil deGrasse Tyson. He needs to apologize to Tom DeLonge. But listen,
I mean, you're assuming that that was a real alien footage. Now you ask me if
I
I
don't
believe in
know.
aliens. Yeah, hell yeah. But I don't know.
I don't know. Like I had this like little theory where maybe they aren't really aliens. Maybe that's just us, right? What if we in the future, and this has been like a working theory of mine, and not even really mine. I realize that this theory has been around for years, but like the fact that maybe we are so advanced in the future where now we are just taking these field trips back into the past just to see like how we're doing, or maybe even like nudge us into the right direction to make sure that we're following that narrative to get to where we are in the future being so advanced. What do you guys think about that? Am I Tom DeLonge right now until it's proven true?
No, definitely not. I mean, if you were an advanced human, I'm sure you'd be interested in and be curious to see what earlier versions looked like. And if you had the capacity to time travel, then I'm sure you'd do some of that.
Yeah, like C4. Let's say let's say you have the capacity to travel back. Where are you traveling to first? What era are you trying to see?
Do I have to just travel back?
I don't know. I just feel like we don't know what the future is like. I mean, yeah, there's a curiosity of seeing what the future holds for humanity, but I don't know. I would want to go and travel in my flying saucer to see the dinosaurs.
I was about to say, I think
You know?
dinosaurs is a pretty cool, gnarly.
Yeah. Do they look like reptiles or do they have feathers?
All I
Are
gotta
they real?
What? Did you just say? Are they real?
I know. I'm sounding
Well,
like
I actually saw a
Jeez.
photo yesterday, courtesy of my brother, that
you'd be
featured
surprised.
an
Sorry, go on.
elephant femur next to a human lying down next to a triceratops femur. And that triceratops femur is so freaking thick that
Oh
triceratops would just toss around an elephant, let alone a human.
yeah. 100%.
Yeah, you don't want to see that? I do that. If I'm a time traveler, I'm going all the way back to the past to see the dinosaurs.
I
This
think
this
they're bigger than what we think they are, to be honest.
probably, but I'm always thinking like, all right, so dinosaurs, take those big craps. Do they just walk around with the shit just all wet? Do they have the same shits where it's just like a little ball and then it's just dry? They're good to go. And a T
I think
Rex,
they shit swamps.
they shit swamps.
Like when they shit, it's like,
Oh, then imagine what a day with diarrhea is.
oh, yeah.
And then you got like the T Rex with the little tiny arms and shit. Right? Like it's like it can't turn.
I mean, farming would have been really good in terms of like getting your fertilizer. You get their dong, and you got fertilizer for the whole year. Just give one of them eat something disgusting.
Like what if in the future there is no fertilizer and that's what they do? They just go to the past to collect like T Rex crap and dinosaur shit, and that's
By
how
the
they
way,
survive in the
do you know
future.
why? Do you know the purpose of the little tiny hands on the T-Rex?
No, like I really don't. I
There's a
really
few.
don't.
There's a few, but a major one of them is so that they could hold their T-Rex female and mount her so they don't fall. I'm
Is that true?
serious. Yeah,
Is that true?
yeah. I looked it up.
Interesting.
I did not know that.
It makes sense. Think about it. Like, what would you need those two hands for?
What a waste, right? Isn't that like the biggest joke? You're like this treacherous living creature, and your arms are just like these.
I mean, everything
little
gotta have an
appendages.
advantage. I wonder if
Rex.
T-Rexes would have survived, right, all these millions of years, and just like humans, for some reason we became intelligent. But what if T-Rexes became intelligent?
Or maybe they were intelligent and then the asteroid fucked them up.
And
I mean,
it's like,
do
was
we
there an
know how
asteroid?
intelligent they were?
They didn't speak beyond making sounds. They communicate. They know, like, you know, how they figure out the sounds that they make. Actually, I don't know that. I'm just
I honestly
thinking on
don't
my
even
ass.
know. You know who I think has a dinosaur or a T-Rex brain? I think that the Lakers. I think the Lakers have a T-Rex brain. Why do I say that? Well, because they apparently applied for one of those small business loans, and they basically applied for $4.6 million, like a $4.6 million federal loan intended for small businesses. And the Los Angeles Lakers are, I guess, the most recent major company to now have to return that loan from the federal government, meant to be a grant for small businesses in relief from the coronavirus epidemic. And I want to kind of hear what you guys had to say about that. Like, if they hadn't been caught, do you guys think that this $4.6 billion net worth organization, do you think that they would have returned the $4.6 million federal loan? And how do we feel about that? The fact that not only did they apply for it, but the government actually gave it to them over other smaller organizations.
Well, it
It's
wasn't
true, though.
the government choosing to give it to them directly. I think it's just that the government didn't properly put certain parameters that would exclude these types of organizations and ones such as Harvard. Basically, any organization that clearly has significant millions and billions of dollars and
Wait, what do you
doesn't
mean? What do you
need
mean
or deserve
parameters?
a
Hold on.
couple of million from the government.
What do you mean
kind of-
parameters weren't set? Parameters were set the moment that it was called
So
small
no,
business
so-
relief.
Right,
but
according
there
to
are
what
certain parameters to be able to be eligible to apply.
Oh, I think that early on, whenever none of them should have been bailed out, in my opinion. I think they got so many assets, they could have just liquidated their assets and bailed themselves out.
I absolutely agree.
You're talking about the airlines?
Everybody, every corporation, they have so much money. They don't need the government.
Dude, the Lakers could have sold that Shaquille O'Neal statue. Okay, sell that shit. I'm sure someone in Lakers Nation,
Jack Nicholson.
People are
Jack Nicholson. Yeah, absolutely.
Dude,
That man.
People actually believe that these corporations are running our economy and we're dependent on them. Well, we don't. Like, I don't think that. Yeah, they bring in money that circulate the economy somehow. I don't think they depend on government aid at this point. They got so much money. They have so many houses and buildings and
Yeah, no, but it's not about depending. It's about using their influence and just saying, hey, let's just be greedy. Let's just continue stockpiling and making our mountain taller.
I mean, that got me pissed off when all these companies suddenly they're like, "Oh, bail us out." I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Like, some organizations need to be bailed out. I feel like the airline industry needs to be bailed out
Why?
if need be. Dude, like, no one was ready for this to happen ever. It's not like, well, look, I don't know the financials of airline industries, like a JetBlue or an American Airlines or Delta, but these are essential, I want to say, services that will be needed in the future. And if they go belly up,
It won't.
well, that's what I'm saying. I'm hoping, and I don't think that they will. I'm hoping that this coronavirus pandemic ends very soon and all kind of goes back to normal. But in the event that they do, I feel like the government should be able to bail them out. Maybe not a cruise company, because no one gives a shit about that. We don't need cruises anyway. Like, I enjoy myself a nice cruise, but I don't need the government to pay for that shit. But an airline industry, yeah, we're gonna need
Shouldn't
that.
Shouldn't the onus of saving for a rainy day or pandemic,
Yeah.
shouldn't that be the onus on the business owner?
You know what it is? I think they were wasting so much money on these like avocado toasts and iPhones that they just didn't have any. Didn't have any.
You shut your mouth, C4, with that avocado toast. You shut your mouth, okay?
What kind of bread?
Jack's Killer bread. You ever had that?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It is pretty good. I was just eating a Jack's Killer bread sandwich earlier.
By the way,
Delicious.
neighbor on the left, what's up with that handsome man who's checking out your beautiful ass? And his girlfriend's pissed at him for doing it.
Yeah, you know that meme, that guy looking at the girl over his shoulder while his girlfriend looks at him. That's my background right now on this call. So yeah, I love it. I love it. I'm gonna imagine that I look great during this pandemic, and he's checking me out, and she's confused.
Yeah, I mean, is he bisexual or is he closeted gay? What's going on?
Maybe he's you know, just tired. Maybe he's just tired of her shit. Okay, like I was thinking about this. Will divorce rates go up at the end of all this? And I feel like they absolutely will, right? You got corona babies being a thing, and coronials, and will COVID divorces be a thing too? Are partners getting on each
Definitely.
other's nerves right now?
Not only that, don't forget about one of the biggest reasons why divorces and or strife does happen in a relationship, financial situation.
Right.
And
People
I'm pretty
getting laid
sure
off.
for most people, probably at least 90%, if not more people in this country and in the world have been hit negatively financially because of this pandemic. And that will definitely put a strain on a relationship.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I just had like a scenario. I mean, you're about to break up with your partner, and then the quarantine lockdown begins. What
Oh man.
what do you do? I don't know. I feel like we're gonna have like these reports of spousal abuse increasing, and child abuse. Unfortunately, guys, little Timmy is asking daddy to read a bedtime story, and dad's like, "Listen, Timmy, I need you to fuck off a little bit, okay? I feel like I'm about to throw myself off a roof. I can't with your shit. I would usually go to my job and think about anything but you, little Timmy, and you're all that there is right now. You're the reason why my life is shit. I impregnated your mom at 15. I was on 16 and pregnant, and all I wanted was some space, little Timmy. I
You want
can't
to know
even have that."
something interesting about you brought up the whole idea of staying together with someone who you're trying to break up with, because obviously it's going to influence your mental health. Did you know that health insurances do not consider mental health as a requirement? So mental health is technically not covered in your insurance. What they do cover is, for example, if you had a death in the family and you just need someone to talk to, right? When you go see a therapist, you can't just go see a therapist because of a trauma that you had in your life. So the therapist has to give you a diagnosis of sorts to prove your eligibility to see a therapist. It can't just be like, I had a death in the family and I just need to cope with it. So it has to be something like they'll come up with, you have depression. You don't have depression, you just had a death in the family, and
Just so they could cover it.
yeah, so just so you could cover it. And also you're limited. So health insurance, after like 10 meetings or something, or however many, usually it's very short, they'll give a hard time for a therapist. They'll need better proof for why this person needs to continue therapy. And if you know anything about therapy, you know that sometimes it might take a year or two to solve something that might be deep. Say it's not a death in the family, say it's something else.
Right, and they definitely don't give all those sessions.
No,
That's definitely not covered.
no.
What's like usually covered? What's like the minimum or the maximum?
I don't know the minimum, but usually also you're not forced, but like you're highly encouraged to use CBT, which is like, more scientific. It's more like behavioral and like basically trying to get this thing going.
What's CBT stand for people that just might not know?
Cock and ball torture.
Oh boy.
Cognitive behavioral therapy.
Okay. I mean, I know about REBT. I know about REBT, rational emotive behavioral therapy. Would that be covered?
So they don't cover you for that specific therapy style, but they would encourage you to apply that therapy style. If you say, if you just say, I think this person might need psychodynamic approach, which might take, like I said, several meetings, maybe 6 months, you have to prove why that will be the right approach. And it's easier to just come up with a diagnosis and say, oh, this person suffers from depression. And if you continue, then this person's chronic depression.
Backing up for a minute, why the hell isn't mental health
Did you hear that?
something that insurance covers? And it almost sounds as if mental health is looked at as just being, a made up thing in the mind, but that's obviously completely bullshit, because the mind is dependent on the brain, and the brain is
Righty,
thing.
you sound terrible right now. Your audio is completely off. But this is what I think. I think that this is a great conversation for perhaps episode 3 and C4. Like, do you think you'll be around for episode 3? Like, did you like this? Do you like us?
We're going.
Yeah? All right.
We're going for round
All
two.
right, cool. We're gonna try to figure out Righty's audio because he sounded like some artificial intelligence realizing he was
I
created.
am artificial intelligence.
You
from
are
the future to
artificial,
kill
and
you.
you're artificial too. But listen, guys, this was fun. I know we're ending a little bit randomly, but that's kind of what this podcast is anyway. We hope you had fun listening to our mumbo jumbo. I know I had fun saying it and speaking it to life. C4, do you want to like plug anything if you want? You don't have to if you don't need to.
I suppose not right now.
All right, cool. And Righty,
Yeah,
wanna-
sure. If you want to see a really badass liver kick to end a fight, watch Anthony Pettis versus Cerrone in their first fight. It's on UFC. It's a YouTube channel, so check it out. It's fucking crazy to see him get dropped because of a liver kick.
Cool. And I would say you could follow the show on Twitter. We're on every single podcast directory. So, if something doesn't work, you can always find us elsewhere. Follow us on YouTube. We're kind of everywhere. You search the Neighbors Upstairs and we'll be there. But yeah, guys, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see you soon and enjoy the week.
Later.